Armed gunmen entered a school called Pine Eagle Charter School. It's a private school in Oregon. And they started firing guns. Now, the guns didn't have live ammunition in them. They had blanks. And they started firing at teachers in order to, Lewis, test readiness. They were testing readiness. Two masked men wearing hoodies and with handguns burst into the school. And students were at home for an in-service day. So the gunman basically went into a meeting room full of teachers and started firing blanks. Someone figured out pretty quickly that the bullets weren't drawing blood because they just weren't real bullets. And it was all just to test the preparation of the school. What would you do if an active shooter came in? And this, of course, for a few seconds, it's not clear exactly how many, was pretty horrifying. And the principal, Cami DeCastro, said it became clear very quickly just how many of the school's 15 teachers would have survived. The answer, not many. Not many. 31-year-old elementary teacher Morgan Gover said only 2 teachers would have lived to talk about what happened had it been a real shooting. She admitted she was scared. She says she would have been among those who were killed. And she took a number of fake direct hits. I have so many thoughts on this. We did a story a month or two ago about a parent of a student who showed up at a school and basically went to the door and forced his way in, and without actually having a gun, just said, "I'm a shooter, you're dead, you're dead." Remember that? And then he was I think charged or at least potentially was going to be charged with making terrorist threats or something along those lines. And we said, listen, if you're going to, why not have if you're going to do something like this, don't just do it out of your own motivation, show up and do it. This has to be organized if it is going to be done. Now here, presumably it was organized, at least by a few people. Nobody was expecting this. They were caught by surprise when the 2 guys show up. Are these individuals lucky to be alive? Now, the policy of most schools individually is that teachers can't carry firearms. However, in Oregon, it is 100% legal for somebody who has a concealed handgun license, even if you're a teacher, to carry on school grounds. It may be against the school policy, but anecdotally, lots of teachers say, listen, legally I can do it. It's against the school policy, but if I ever need the gun, I'm going to be more concerned with whether it's illegal. And I'm going to want to defend myself. So what if somebody pulls out a gun and they actually shoot these guys? Somebody literally could have ended up dead because of this test.
Right. Or if one of these teachers rushes one of the guys, falls and hits his head in a certain way, that could have also killed him. But
no question.
I mean, the point of this was obviously just to scare the teachers. This is not a realistic scenario.
You think?
There were no children in the school. They were all in a meeting room, and that it had been predetermined to these masked guys. Someone said, well, we're all going to be in this meeting room, so you can just come in here and pretend to open fire. I mean, I
don't know that it was totally pointless. I think it was irresponsible and not a good idea. But the staff had received training from the Union County Sheriff's Office on what to do in an active shooter scenario. So I guess the idea was to see how far that training went. Apparently not very far. But this is also irresponsible, not only because what if somebody did have a gun against school policy but not against Oregon law? It's also irresponsible based on hearing damage. They go into a small room and they fire repeated blanks. And a lot of people actually emailed me saying it's wrong if you're doing a test that you know handguns are going to be fired, especially multiple blanks or actual rounds. You tell people so that they can have ear protection because it's really loud and it really does damage hearing. That wasn't done. This seems completely irresponsible and a horrible idea.
And it's not like there's zero discharge when you fire a blank. If it's near someone's eye, you could do some serious damage. I say this was a disaster, bad idea. Lewis, what do you say? First of all, a bad idea on just about every level. Yeah.
Natan?
I just think that the focus on, even if you take this seriously, the focus on school shootings makes no sense to me. It presumes that the problem is that we have mass shootings in schools, but we don't. We have mass shootings in public places in general.
Well,
and I
not
just
only
don't
that,
understand the continual focus on schools as if that were really the issue here.
Not only that, we have individual handgun homicides. That's really the majority.
Well, that's an even bigger problem.
Yeah, absolutely.